morning. Gonna get into the shop here and get down to the hot rod shop to start off and see what's happening down there. So we'll see you there. As you can see, my Bronco is extremely dirty, so that'll be getting cleaned up. And they just cleaned up chandelles. We also finally got decals on chandelles. So the same back window decals, we just installed them here ourselves. I think Leah had Gibney Signs make them. But yeah, still what a change, this Bronco going to the all black wheels. Just blacked it right out. And then Nicole did some pretty dark tint on our front windows the last time around, so it looked pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna head down to the hot rod shop, leave my Bronco here to get all that dust cleaned off of it. Maybe we'll pull the roof off it later today, we'll see. I was looking at the weather the other day and it showed rain, but I didn't really look at how much rain, so if it's not terrible, maybe I'll get the roof off, and if I have to, I can drive another vehicle for a day, leave it parked in the garage. So see what happens, but it'd be neat to see it with the whole roof off. I haven't seen one myself yet in person, fully de-roofed. So anyway, we'll head down to the hot rod shop, see what's going on. See you there. All right, just down here at the hot rod shop Tuesday, just helping Clint go over the harness, figuring out where every sensor is and whatnot, and getting all that figured out so we can figure out where we can mount the computer. At this point, looks like just probably right here behind the engine there's some brackets there. I don't know if that's something for probably the inside. Yeah, there's brackets there, but maybe whatever was there was probably the heater. So maybe we can run bolts through, make a bracket to house the engine computer back here, and then if you still need that bracket from the inside, we can just pull the bolts back and forth. But make another bracket that uses those holes anyway, and then get the computer hidden there behind the engine. Lots of room, so there shouldn't be any cooling issues there. Pretty basic. You got your you need 100 amp per acre on this glow plug power input, and then you need battery power and ignition power, and then there is a couple more outputs to deal with, or inputs they give you here, I think. And then this is your throttle pedal and your data link connector. So yeah, and then you got these 3 input wires, and I'm not sure, I did read about this, I just can't remember what it was for, so we'll figure that out. And the customer has made up his own EGR block off, because I guess they discontinued it maybe. So Clint has got that mounted back here, and then he has this plate, and it looks like it's probably like this is where you'd be blocking it off, but the plate that is made maybe a little small, and the bolt holes don't really line up. It's missing part of that gasket, so maybe the dimensions he's got were for something maybe a different age or different size, but it's darn close, but not quite right. So if we bolted that on, it could leak. So we might just have to make a bigger plate, but we're just going to look at some diagrams on, and maybe this was supposed to block a down further, and you're supposed to leave that section on, but it came to us taped up like this. So anyway, we just got to figure that out. Otherwise, there's 3 different fuel pressure sensors, one down at the pump, one in the back, and then the regulator plug there. So that was a little tricky figuring out where all those go, and getting this harness to fit back here. We're probably gonna have to pull the alternator to clean up that harness, but otherwise it's coming together. And then a ground right on the back of the head where there was a factory ground, so pretty basic. And then also in his kit he had these 2 rubber plugs, and that's probably one for this hose and one for this hose, like for the nipples. Those are most likely the EGR cooler hoses. So we're just looking at that to confirm all that, so then we can get into there and get these plugs on there. And then he also had this bracket. Not sure what that bracket's for, unless, like I said, that original tube came down and you're supposed to use this maybe somewhere to hold that original tube if you put this cover on the tube. He also has the factory gasket that looks like it's for right on a tube of some kind. So anyway, just figuring this stuff out. So that's what's happening over here on the Toyota. So Clint's just doing some research on Identifix over there, and Carrick's been working on the 34 this morning. He had everything all figured out that we had him working on, and then we added something to it. We added a hidden button to be able to open the trunk direct from battery if ever there were a problem where we had the switch off. And then we realized afterwards that if we have the battery disconnected, we don't want to have the trunk lid up. So how do we close the trunk lid without another button? So he's added that now. So you can open and close the trunk lid direct from battery. So if the computer modules fail, a relay fails, a fuse fails, battery's dead, switch is off in the trunk, you can put a booster underneath the car, which we've plumbed for, and now we have those mechanical buttons. Well, mechanical over electrical, but not through any switchable systems. So that will help, so we can at least close the trunk when we're trailering the vehicle and the battery's turned off. So he's working on that. And then on Friday night, Rich and Kevin were here. We were going over the engine, and Kevin has decided, well, we all kind of decided that it looked really cool if the valve covers were Cerakoted. They're not polished right now, so they do look out of place. When they were polished, they looked a lot more like the chrome, but you're never going to get chrome without chroming them. So we decided we're going to try Cerakoting some valve covers. And we have another set, and also they're shorter. And Kevin thought the shorter might look better. So Rich is milling out the valve covers the same, but shorter, and then they'll be Cerakoted, and then we'll paint the black, and the lines will stay shiny, kind of like everywhere else where the lines are shiny. And then he's also going to make new breather and PCV valve, and we're actually going to set, they're still going to be rectangular but not oval. They're going to more represent the valve cover, but he's also going to offset them so they're back a little further. Instead of being out here, they're going to plug in here still, but then offset to the back, so it should look a lot better. And then otherwise it's looking really cool with this whole new throttle system on here and the fuel rails. Everything's coming together really nice. So yeah, a few days left until we got to load her up for the show, so we got to get this trunk work done, which he is doing, and then we will get some interior put back together and get Lyle working on some of that. So, and speaking of interior, we'll bounce over, see, I did walk through here yesterday, I remember now, but I don't remember what all I talked about. But I know we talked about how he looked like he was just down to door panels and trim on the Buick. So let's take a look. So these are the parts we seen partially done yesterday. So you're just down to the door panels pretty much on that, and your trim. Yeah, cool.
Firewall was used.
Firewall, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So we just got to figure out all the holes and everything in the firewall.
Small holes in there, so either see if you can fill them or figure out what's missing.
Yeah, perfect. Looking good. This is part of the like the pocket or something.
Yeah, that tucks into.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be pulled up, magnet on there too. So
Oh, okay.
Lift it up.
Perfect. So that'll get you access to the pocket.
Yep.
Oh, cool. All the creative things that you have to come up with. Fun. See what's happening over here. Okay, looks like opened up your wheel tub kit.
Just gonna get them set up on there.
Yeah.
Kind of fit them to the frame and see where they're gonna sit, notch them. And
Yeah.
they come with the cardboard, so you can kind of use it as a template for the actual wheel tub section.
Oh, okay.
So you can cut it to fit the inside of the quarter panel.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I'm just working on Jim Burke's engine mounts right now.
Yeah, I see them sitting there, so we're just gonna gusset those up like we talked about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll leave you to it. So we decided that's what we needed to plug off.
Yeah, I
You
found
just-
a picture of it.
Yeah, and then that was just too small.
Yeah.
The bowl holes were off a little bit too, so keep that in mind when
I
you.
got one good one and I'll center the other one.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. He's made the decision that that is what we're plugging off, and that part was just a little too small. Yeah, lots going on over here. Pop back over to the paint shop. I think yesterday they primed the chassis, and then now they might be. Yeah, we've got the chassis for Jim Burt's car all primed up, and some other parts and pieces. And then they're also doing some more work to this Corvette. So that's what's happening over here. Tuesday evening, well, afternoon in the automotive shop. Just going to do a quick walk around. Right here we got a Save On Foods van. Was a rear-ended vehicle. Got new back doors, not through us but somewhere else. we had to disassemble and reassemble some of the refrigeration unit panels in the van. Something that Mark and Jim have experience with, so something we just kind of got into. And yeah, so I think it was Willowbrook Auto Body that did the repair on this, but we did the refrigeration disassemble and reassemble. So we've got a Mustang in here I don't know much about. You know anything about this Mustang, John? Brakes? Oh, okay. Cool, cool. I see this thing still seemed like it was smoking quite heavy today.
Smoking really bad.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the guys washed it down with a bad tune.
Well, it's possible too, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of intake and everything for a small block.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's like a 383 blueprint engine?
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely, though.
Huh. But yeah, it didn't look too good when it was running earlier today. All right, well, yeah, you just gotta look deeper into that. They did have the, it was the rocker stud bolts that go into the engine basically, were potentially leaking oil down in, so they've sealed all that up. And we thought maybe the intake gaskets weren't quite right, so we've done that as well, just kind of the basics. But now it's looking like the only thing kind of left is if the oil ring's letting oil through or whatnot, something to do that. So Blueprint wants us to do a leak down test on it. And this one, the insurance adjuster was here. I guess the guy that just bought this car is looking at getting engine replacement through insurance. He's got Haggerty Insurance, and he bought the car with it having a supposed new motor, and it's got major issues with the cylinders were too big for the pistons, and they were rocking in there, and I think it broke a skirt off. So they were just in yesterday, so just got to wait on that. What's Dave working on over here?
Doing some Corvette wheel bearings. Customer dropped off the trailing arms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
But the bearings that brought down were like for, they must be for like a Honda
oh,
pressing bearings. Or these ones are like those that got a collar in between them and stuff like that.
oh, so the wrong bearings.
Oh, not just that, but see how much trying
Yeah.
to press this out.
Oh yeah, well, I guess
Yeah.
that's why he's got the new arms.
Yeah, all rotted out, but it made for a very unique experience trying to get these things apart.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit toast.
Yeah.
So just waiting for proper parts now.
Proper parts, permission, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I think we're going to be informing the customer here in a few minutes,
Cool.
bringing them up to speed.
Sounds good. The Solstice van is back, I see.
Yes, he just had an AC problem. He was only doing defrost off, but then it's vacuum controlled, and that's all
Oh,
the vacuum lines.
that's a nice vacuum line, yeah.
Yeah, so just doing vacuum lines on it.
Let's see if that
Test it.
fixes the problems. Fun. All right, and I think still just waiting for somebody to get on the Bronco. Some days it seems we can have a technician for every bay, and then some days you need 5 bays for 1 technician, so it's tough. And then here's the Chrysler Windsor that we'll be taking to the island. We've pulled the radiator out of it, sent that out for repair, and hopefully get that back soon so we can have it all ready to go. And Peter's truck's back for, I think, tachometer maybe, and maybe one other little thing. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask Jim what all it's back for. But yeah, so that's about it down in the auto shop. Not sure what this truck is. Is this the truck that we did that high pressure fuel line on?
Yes.
Is it back for something different?
I don't know if it's back. I think it's back for oil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we couldn't get a line anywhere for this. We ended up welding it up. But sounds like it's back just for an oil leak. So, yeah, definitely leaking some oil. Yeah, all right. Well, that's it. Down at the body shop, quickly going over some of the stuff for Jim Burt's car. They got the chassis all painted for him in this gray. The shade, it looks pretty dark, and the sun, it's a little brighter. So that's all done, and they're getting the engine and torque tube and parts ready to paint as well. And all of that driveline stuff is going to be painted the same color, but with a matte finish on the clear. So it changes the tone a little bit and just looks a little better when you open up the hood and you see the shiny frame rails and then the matte finish on the driveline. So yeah, they're working on that. And Bernard is over here just getting the transaxle set up. We've got to find him another engine stand. So the transaxle can be up on an engine stand. That's getting painted gray with matte agent, or with matte agent as well in the clear. And then these control arms and knuckles need to be busted apart, cleaned up, and those will get painted in the shiny. So the chassis end of things is all shiny, and the driveline end of things will all be matte finish. So the idea is to have this car done and ready as a project, but with a painted chassis and driveline for Deuce Days, which needs to head to the island early next week when we go as well. So yeah, so anyway, that's what's happening over at the body shop. Just going to detail to pick up my Bronco, and then tonight is our Tuesday night event here at the shop. So it's all cleaned up, so it'll look good sitting out front. So gonna go grab that and probably head back over to the automotive shop where we pretty much have our event on Tuesday nights. Is basically there. Sometimes we come down and show people around at the other two shops here, but mainly it's at the automotive shop at the beginning of the road here. So yeah, so anyway, just gonna grab the Bronco. It's all cleaned up here, and carry on. So we'll see you soon. Yeah, it was leaking all down the inside of the rad. So does this have like Corsa mode where you can make the exhaust louder? I guess it's loud enough.
If it's cold when you start it, it's loud.
Yeah. And you have the front lift to put up? Oh yeah.
I don't even know how high.
A couple inches.
Yeah.
It's like full 4x4 mode now.
Rally.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I gave you at least 2 inches. Watch that car.